Welcome to Manifest Wisely. I got this for my dog when I was down in New Orleans. I thought it was cute and that I should share with you. It's just been sitting up here kind of by my cards on the table. I kind of forgot that I got it for the dog. So, oh, it has a squeaker. My. Anyway, I'll get that to her later. So, hope you're having a good Friday so far. I know the title is a little intense, maybe. That's what I was chilling earlier, saying, is this a makeup or a breakup? And I feel like a lot of you collective are saying it's broken up because it was a broke ass relationship. In more ways than one. And the thing is this person now realizes, kind of what happened in that situation. And it's, you know, like it says here, I can't be a hoe and get a quality partner. No, you can't. Like, that's, you know, people, yeah, lovers, you have true love coming towards you, okay? And that's part of the reason that you've been in separation from possibly multiple karmics, okay? Because yeah, you realize what you're worth, and now it's almost like I feel like I'm laying the cat out of the bag even for something. It's like Dusty wakes up, it's like, oh, I guess you were all right after all. Oh, I guess I do kind of like good for you for figuring it out after everybody else is done graduated. How many years later? That's the thing, is like, how many days, how many minutes do you even want to spend worrying about something when you think about, like they say, if it's not going to matter, in the next 5 years, then stop worrying about it more than 5 minutes, okay? And here is the first card, the Tower. Yeah. So I feel like whoever this is, collective, yeah, they've definitely been pushed off a tower kind of their making, perhaps putting somebody else on a pedestal that wasn't you, and thinking that they could somehow kind of create what they had with you. What a fool believes. Like, how did you think that was going to turn out? Oh, okay. And here's the thing, collective. Do you want to be with somebody who just thinks that they can replace you or dress you up to make you appear a certain way? You ever seen the movie Vertigo? If I could just change your hair color, if I can just get you to wear this suit. And she does it, right? But then it's not her anymore, it's somebody else. Interesting movie, you should watch it if you've never seen it, or just kind of read about it. And how very interesting, too. If you've seen the movie, then you know the imagery here that I'm referring to. Wow. Okay. So, voodoo dolls are also for like protection, right? So we're, mending our hearts here, right? Every day, so that we can, continue on our lives, do what we need to do, possibly help others along the way. And I feel like that's part of what these karmics want from you, is help. And again, it's like, well, that might be somebody else's like level 1 trauma center. Okay, like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, is the person on brain surgery duty going to be working in the ER necessarily? Like, probably not. Like, they're not driving the bus, okay? Emperor here crossing. So people questioning your authority, okay? And there may be somebody who thought that they were so powerful as that they could. And they're realizing that they are not the emperor that they thought they were. Okay. Aries energy as well, which will be coming up here as soon as spring breaks. Yeah. We just got snow this morning. That's why it's so quiet and peaceful. And that's why this download came through. So I was like, okay, like, oh boy. So again, that's part of the makeup, right? And this person could be like realizing, maybe some of their mistakes when it came to you and their behavior. The thing is, what about them has actually changed, right? Some people, they don't change behavior, they just change direction, okay? Like, just because they got onto another highway doesn't mean they're not speeding. Okay, I hope you get that analogy. If you don't, then this may not be the channel for you. Okay, I ain't gonna slow it down for you. Okay, 5 of Cups. All right. You can hit the rewind button if you need to slow it down, if you weren't paying attention. Yeah, I feel like this person, it's just kind of like they thought they could build a foundation on, oh, I'm going to go over here and give my attention to this person, and I'm going to give my attention to this person and this person. And it's like they're completely forgot that they're supposed to be attending to something of importance. Now, once this person gets up, and that might be you, collective, that you've already done. Okay. And again, I feel like that's why this person wants to come towards you for help, is because they're still kind of moping around in this kind of like, oh, it didn't work out, blah, blah. And this is why, okay, like this is Valentine's week, right? So, maybe somebody like tried to get somebody to move in with them and they were like, no, I'm not doing that. And then they're like, oh shoot, well, I don't want to be alone. Now I'm better start going through my phone and looking for another candidate, right? Who can I just get on to like replace? And they feel like if they do that, that's gonna numb their loss. Okay. Again, building a false tower. And, part of the reason that I share these messages with you guys is because I've seen many different incarnations of this, and not just on like, TV. Okay. So sometimes I will speak specifically about things. Other times I will, try and keep it general. And I'm not here to try and drag anybody's personal name, okay? Because, yeah, thank you. I was having this thought earlier as I was meditating on this kind of message, is that, anyone can have a bad day, right? And it's like, this isn't a good look for anybody, right? But that just makes them human, okay? But then Ten of Swords here, there gets to that point where it's like, okay, well, like again, like, say you're working some job that has a fryer and there's like a certain time, like, okay, these go in the fryer for 6 minutes and then we gotta pull them. Well, how many times is this gonna go over the 6 minute, timer and burn up, and then you're just wasting product and wasting, and it's like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure I explained that this, 6 minutes, then you got to pull them. If you weren't addressing, maybe the alarm was not working. Okay, maybe that's what happened. But, it's like the problem never got addressed, and it's just, failure after failure after failure keeps happening. Well, eventually, you're going to get fired from that job, right? That's not a surprise. Yeah, this just killed me that I even like channeled this through writing the like, you mean I can't act like a hoe and have a good no. just because somebody out there is doing that, there's a lot of people that are out there that are married and are running around with somebody else, men and women. You know, it takes two to tango, and sometimes it's men and men, and sometimes it's women and women, because they have those arrangements too, because they don't want to live their true life out in front of everybody. You know, DL life is a real thing. I've been personally impacted from that. Okay. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. Queen of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you are very caring, you know, even through this Valentine's Day, partnered or not. Okay. And yeah, this is the thing too, is this person could be wanting like, oh, you're so kind and you can heal me and you can do this, right? Um, and you might have to tell them, like, look, the time that I had for you is now over right here. Okay. Um, and I have in reserve for myself this Two of Cups reserved for somebody who actually wanted to be there with me. And since you weren't, what's the problem? So that's the broken up because it was a broke ass relationship, okay? In more ways than one. If you can't even be there for the person, and here's the thing, it's like where people invest their time and money, their most valuable resources, right? Um, you know, that shows you what they value, okay? Um, and the thing is, you've moved on. You know, these it's like these cups have already fallen and they didn't realize that. By the time they got here, it's like, yeah, this is 12 on the clock. I go, this has been done now 10 times over. Again, sorry that you're 12:21. Sorry that you're just now catching up, but maybe you're not the whatever you thought you were. And maybe you made yourself a fake tower. So, again, if this is a karmic person trying to come back to you after doing this, are you going to accept that? Maybe they're wearing the emperor's clothes, but, you know, a lot of people can say things, a lot of people can, yeah, present themselves in a certain way, but what does the follow through get? So it's like you want to give your time for somebody to prove that they are likely just going to do this again. You know, I mean, Dusty wakes up. Well, I mean, how old is Dusty? You know, once you get into your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and beyond, right? You're old enough to know better. And it's like, how many times do you want to keep repeating the same thing? I find it a little boring myself. Some people like reruns, I get it. Hey, I remember that. That was funny. But, you know, I don't want a rerun of this. I already had it 10 times over. FFS. King of Wands, and look at that. Collective, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And here's this Aries. So you may have somebody else that's a fire sign that you're kind of connecting with here, that kind of likes your cool Queen of Cups attitude. And flip the energies if need be. All right, on that. But this is what's coming towards you as well, okay? And this is so funny. Like, it was a couple days ago. I started with the King of Wands, and it was kind of like, I think it was with the King of Wands and the Star card, okay? And it's like, People weren't going to be prepared to see you this way, right? It's like this tower thing. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, like nobody can put makeup on and put on nice clothes. And do you know what I mean? It's like that Undercover Boss, you know? It's like, have you never seen that show? Have you never seen a movie where someone he dresses up in a disguise? Some people just aren't that observant. And part of the reason is because they're so self-absorbed that they don't give a care about anybody else. And that's again why y'all maybe was broken up, because it was a broke ass relationship in more than one way. Because they decided over and over and over again not to be there for you in any way. So what'd you have to do? You had to heal yourself. And again, they look at you and they're like, oh my God, look how well they're doing, even after how I treated them. I gotta go get more of that. It's that greed. It's like the precious. I gotta go get the precious. Like, screw you. Get your own precious. Go watch that movie, Precious. Jesus. All right. How's the collective feeling about this? I can tell there's some irritation. Like, why is this person bothering me? And so again, I'm just, just because, there's people who do that. It's, it's just one to the next, to the next, to the next. It doesn't matter really what you got going on inside, right? Page of Pentacles. Yeah, you're feeling kind of like this is a measly offer. Again, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes worrying about it. Okay? Apply that to more than one aspect of your life. Okay, it's not just career advice. All right. 6 of Pentacles in your environment. Yeah, you're looking for something more more balance. And it's almost like here, this Queen of Cups and this King of Wands. Those are two that would balance each other in very interesting ways, You could also check your chart, see your placements, all right? Now, I know astrologically people are going to be like, oh no, you can't have a water sign and a fire sign together. Well, yeah, you can. Okay. And if you're so stuck on, what the party looks like and there's confirmation, the one-dimensional aspects of life, because there's more than one position in astrology for your chart. So again, that's why I recommend looking up your chart. And this is tarot, so it may not apply to you. I'm reading energy, okay? I'm not reading your astrological birth chart. So if you have your chart open and you're like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense for my chart, then obviously this message is not for you. And if you're not willing to accept that there's more than one astrological system, again, this message may not be for you. And that's not my problem. Find a different channel. There's plenty of other channels out there that do Western only astrology, okay? So, woo, man, it is coming out hot today. And it's like the Towering Inferno. And their emperor, and it's like the emperor is watching it burn. They're like, what the hell? It's kind of creepy. Kind of creepy, y'all. All right, I'm changing position on this emperor now. We're going towards this King of Wands here that is, like I said, somebody with passion, somebody with action, not somebody who's going to sit there and boo-hoo over yesterday's sorrow. It's like, well, we're talking about today. We're talking about now. What can we do now, right? And, this Queen of Cups here, I feel like is open and receptive to hearing what that is. So, for some of you, all right, this could be a makeup in some sort of way, but I feel like it is you're like making it up to yourself. Like you're not letting somebody from the past make it up to you. Okay. You're letting the guidance come through. All right. Okay. So, and I'm not saying down here that every offer is like a bad offer, but like you don't have to sit there and, like, yeah, let's keep going. In the hopes and fears, please. Wow, the 10 of Cups. So, yeah, definitely the person coming towards you could be fearful if you are not about this 10 of Cups with them. And what's interesting, I just did a past, present, future reading where this was the first card. This is kind of like my anti-Valentine's Day, which you would think the first card coming out is the 10 of Cups, but with it being in the past position, it didn't quite look like, well, let's just say that again, it was surface level. Like, it kind of looked good on paper, it looked good in the photograph, but when it got down to business, it wasn't what it was, right? And again, that's part of why it's broken up, right? So, like, okay, you had some good family photos together. Okay, how bad did you argue on the way there and back from going, right? And then after that, the stress of mailing them out, somebody's got to mail them out and make all those addresses and right? Um, so again, this action here combined with the love, I feel like is the kind of, for some of you collective, the combination you've been looking for. You're like, yeah, well, like they helped me get the kids in the car and get them dressed and then went to the post office for me to buy me the stamps and then I was able to finish. You know what I mean? It was like there's more than one brain on the goal, and that was kind of the hope that you had previously, okay, that didn't quite pan out the way that you hoped, okay. And that's, again, this is hopes and fears. It doesn't mean that it's come, you know do you get exactly the thing that you wanted? Sometimes, yes, that happens, okay. But are you going to turn it down if it comes in a different color? Like, I don't know about y'all. Anyway, so for some of you, again, this could be a pairing that may be somewhat unusual, and unexpected, and that could be why there's some of this tower as well. And it's kind of like this emperor coming in and saying, oh, excuse me, you're not allowed to move without my saying so. And it's like, well, the last time I checked, you were on the 40th floor of your tower talking about how you weren't going to listen to anybody else, right? So I left you there. I had other things to do. I had to go get my stamps because I wanted to take this photograph. Whether or not anybody else was in it is another story, right? So one way or another, you're getting it done. Yeah, judgment. You've called judgment on this situation, collective. So for a lot of you, you're okay with, cutting out anything that in the past just didn't go anywhere. Okay. It's like the Queen of Wands is smart enough to know what a false promise looks like. Okay. Because yeah, you can say a lot of words, but are you gonna again follow through with those actions? Okay. Um, so now, whew, so, yeah, there might be somebody out there disappointed and they might be trying to let you know about it. But again, it's kind of like, well, I guess I was disappointed too when this happened and, I got over it. So, yep. You know, you chose and now you're reaping the results. Okay. People like to say reaping the rewards, reaping the benefits, but are you planting seeds of success? Or are you planting seeds of hoes? Okay. Okay. I mean, those nails look nice, but is it going to really get you that return on investment? Or, should you have put $10 into Bitcoin yesterday, like, probably me and everybody else? You know what I mean? Like, if you would put $10 and I mean, however you can do it, like whatever, like you can even buy it in PayPal now. I don't know a lot about it, so I'm not an expert in that. I stick to the traditional markets of investing and follow that kind of stuff. But I do have some interest in crypto and the concept and all of that. I don't think it's going anywhere. Like I think it's probably here to stay. um, but so it's kind of like, well, and where people put their time and money. So it's like, well, you let me down 10 times in a row. There's other people who won't. There's other investments that won't let me down. Okay. And maybe for some of you, this is investing in yourself, like getting your 10 fingers and toes done. Okay. Because you realize that, maybe giving that money to somebody else, they just squandered it, right? They didn't do anything purposeful with it. Like maybe you're like actually like, you know what, I want to look good, I want to feel good. Yeah, it's okay to spend money on yourself, especially when you've earned it. So I feel like for a lot of you, they were a broke ass in more ways than one, because not only they were, not even, that's the thing. It's like some people be like, oh, well, I don't make a lot of money, but I can be there for you emotionally. Well, are they? Are they even on the level of understanding what you're going through? Or are they the type that's never developed that it's one thing to have developed through that. Okay, now you're choosing to do something else. But if you failed so hard that you never learned those lessons, it's like, are you going to be able to communicate with that person about what you're going through? Maybe you learn what not to do, right? Because look at them. Where is their abundance? And if they were just leaning on you the whole time and not contributing, again, so you're going to cry about it now? Like you already got, you know what I mean? Didn't you already get what you wanted? Because once you got what you wanted, maybe for some of you, it was like a ghosting situation or whatever. You're like, you know what? That's enough for me. You got what you wanted. Now, leave me alone. And they had no problem leaving you alone because they they went on to disappoint somebody else. That's the thing. It's like it doesn't necessarily change. It doesn't mean that everybody's their special little snowflake, right? But to this karmic energy, you're not. And that may be a bitter pill for people to swallow, especially if you held this person with some kind of regard or reverence or appreciation. Okay. And that's part of why this disappointment is a disappointment. Okay. So for some of you, this could be more of a goodbye. All right. A goodbye, and I will wish you luck. All right. Okay. So probably shuffle these enough, but anyway. I thought I heard my dog. snowy outside here today. Don't let pride get in your way, Leo. You have the King of Wands here as well. And my previous live, I was channeling Leo. So please check out that reading. A lot of times these reads have overlapping themes, okay? So I definitely feel like for some of you that this could resonate, especially with this King of Wands, the Leo energy, because it's like you've already decided, again, that you're moving forward away from this. Here's some weird morbid things that I was reading about, but this is true life, right? I spent a lot of time on YouTube, and then I started, for some reason, I got interested in these Everest climbers, okay, and how because I've seen some stories about it and stuff, and then I kind of got sucked into a rabbit hole of videos, and about people dying on the mountain, and they literally call it the death zone, above like 8,000 feet, because the oxygen is so thin, and they say that's, it's almost easier to get up than to get back down. So people run out of oxygen, run out of gas, basically, that fuels them. So some of these people, they just had to conquer Everest. They just had to get there. Okay? And in doing so, they perished. Sometimes because they did not heed the advice of others. They decided to go their own way. Maybe even though they've never even been there before. Bringing this false emperor type scenario. And I don't want to make light of, tragedies and things like that. But I mean, let's be real. That's a very perilous undertaking. Okay. Even people that are experienced climbers, okay, have died climbing these, snowy mountains. All right. That's not a new story. Okay. And that's kind of this. It's like this person, this karmic, just thought that for them, it's just going to be different. It's just going to be different because I'm so my special, unique snowflake, right? But the behaviors they're exhibiting are opposite of the living, breathing life, okay? That of things that nourish us, okay? Can you choose to live without oxygen for a short amount of time? Yes, you can choose that. Whether or not you survive very much longer than that is another story. 33 on the clock, coming right up. Okay, so mentally, I feel like, collective, you are on lock regarding your goals. Okay. And some of these other people may be having to face those consequences of not being on any track, not being on the same track, wanting, like I said, they could just be going in a different direction, okay? But on that highway, you might get a different type of speed. And in fact, you might get a seatbelt violation along with it. How's that? Okay. Yeah. Whew. I'm glad I cooked yesterday because sometimes these readings take it out of me. Although I was going to make like a dip. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Prosperity lies ahead. Like I said, collective, your vision's like on lock, okay? You know what it takes, you know how to get there, you are working towards that goal very diligently. Okay? So that means anytime a little pentacle, a little, again, yesterday's reading that I did, I was referencing shiny things, shiny things. Yeah. So is this true abundance that's coming towards you, collective, or is this just another version of a broke ass relationship? So you're going to have to ask yourself that for whoever you're encountering, especially when you're talking about people that are running, fleeing the tower that they created, but yet they want you to come and save them, right? Oh, I'm getting kicked out. I can't pay my rent. Oh man, I just got fired from this job. They were awful. You know how it is. You know what I mean? Like, well, how many other times has this person gotten fired? Ah. How many other times has this person gotten pulled over for, oh. How many other times did this person move in with somebody and, oh, yeah. You know, at a certain point, you might just have to say, you know, I hope you choose better and maybe you can get some counseling to help you figure that out. You know, instead of them running to you, because the thing is, when they run to you, I feel like they're definitely wanting you to fix it for them. Okay. I'm getting that Janet Jackson song, Black Cat. Black cat, dun, 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 dun. Living on the edge, not afraid to die. Yeah. Right? Yeah, so it sounds cool and rock and roll, but it's like, is that how you want to live your life, collective? Tell you a quick little anecdote. One of my relatives one time ended up in another state without any money, and of course, then you know some of their family was pleading with other members of the family. Oh, he needs to get back home. Oh, he's out of money. I mean, this person was over the age of, I think, 30, 35 at the time. I mean, go get a job, I guess. Work your way back. Can you imagine? It's like, sometimes the gift is them going away. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Anyway. How much do you want to be responsible for the actions of other people? You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces with the Queen of Cups here. All right. So, you know, and for some of you, this breakup could have been because, you know, that person not being there for you and like actively fighting against you like every step of the way, right? And I'm talking about lying, stealing, the whole 9 yards, right? Even potentially making it physically unable for you to be productive. You know, in those cases, you know, in those DV situations, you know, make sure you're protected, right? And I feel like from that type of stuff, yes, collective, you and your loved ones are safe. For some of this, it's just like maybe not the same way, but it's just still causing that level of stress for you that you just don't have any time for, because again, you've already moved towards your goal, okay? And you know, the type of steps, you know, you ever see that meme of like somebody walking up the steps one at a time, or somebody going like this, right? It's like, and I have to say it kind of like in this way, like in the spirit world, okay? So it's like carnelian. It's good for your sacral, by the way. So for some of you that need that to heal this, you know, maybe this person was somebody who was unfaithful many, many, many times. You know, and maybe part of that is healing this, because that's the thing, is we share energy, and yeah. Get yourself a little protection. One more, please. And the last reading that I did talked about protection in the spirit world, okay? So this is the thing. There are going to be people that think that they can access X, Y, and Z just because of the color of their skin, just because of their financial status, because who they're married to, because they feel like they have some kind of diplomatic immunity. There's all these things, right, that people either are born with or accumulate, and feel that that makes them entitled, okay? And again, they're finding out ain't as entitled as they thought, because the spirit world is not where you can play that kind of game for in the long game, okay? You know, in the battle of good and evil is, you know, just slightly right? Sometimes it doesn't feel that way. It's like, it feels like, yeah, work through your fears. Maybe it feels like the bad guy's winning all the time, and like, why is this person coming to bother me? And you know, it's because that good is just good enough, right? That it is also now showing some of these people that, yeah, maybe you misjudged that situation, okay? So for them, maybe pride got in their way, all right? But for you, collective, I feel like since you've already moved forward, this working through your fears, okay? So, yeah. If this person was causing you that kind of stress, I don't think you need to worry about them infiltrating, and especially not when you stay focused, okay, on the outcome here. It's like you've already seen the vision. I think for some of you, you really actually have seen kind of the vision of what is meant for you. All right. And in some ways, seeing that is just is a feeling. Okay. It's like, yeah, I know I'm going to have a happy family. What exactly that looks like? Does it have to look like this picture? No. But see, so that's what some people do. They're like, oh, okay, he has, what color is his hair? Okay, and if I dye my hair this color, maybe if I can get these kind of clothes, But in not understanding that this is an image, it's somebody's image. All right. And I feel like you have hope for the right image for yourself, okay? And whoever is kind of along with you on this path. Okay, you guys, this reading went kind of long. 45 coming up. Please manifest wisely. Like, subscribe, drop a comment.